Greetings Exiles and welcome to the updated version for one of 3.16 most popular build. And that is Arc Lightning spellcaster Elementalist. Just before anything, I want to clarify that whatever damage you see me dealing in this video, you will be dealing around 50 to 60% higher, as 3.17 Arc Nemesis League introduces damage buffs to many spells including Arc Lightning. Another one of those spells that got increase in damage is Crackling Lance, which we are also using in this video for bosses. Now don't worry, as this build can accommodate both of them without having to change anything. Just a simple gem swap and you are dealing double damage. But anyway, let's get this build guide started. Now you can league start with Arc, as it's one of Path of Exile's most friendly skills to level up with in general. You just need to tap toward any enemy and the chain effect will take care of the rest. Our Ascendancy of choice remains unchanged. We start with Liege of the Primordial all the way to Elementalist. Starting with golems will greatly help you, especially in the leveling stage, as they give you both regen and phys mitigation. And you also get some offensive bonuses in the late game like crit chance, cast speed, and generic increased damage. Also with these golem nodes, you just need to summon your golems once and forget about resummoning them altogether. Next we have Mastermind of Discord. This node is useful for mana sustain and can boost your bossing capabilities once you apply exposure. Last but not least, we have Heart of Destruction. This one is a huge elemental damage boost for 4 seconds once you hit a unique enemy, basically whenever you need it the most. Now 4 seconds should be more than enough to phase out most bosses in this game, since our current damage is around 15 million give or take. And yeah, that was it for our Ascendancy. Everything in it is automated, from golem management to damage timings, thus you don't have to worry about any complicated mechanics like with other Ascendancies. Alright, now for our passive tree. We have one that prioritizes all nearby lightning nodes, from lightning damage to cast speed and crit chance. After that we take every life node and power charge along the way. Once you are high level enough, consider investing into one large cluster jewel that adds any powerful caster notables like Essence Rush and Practiced Caster. For mastery choices we have 60% maximum shock effect, 25% crit multi against unique enemies, flat 50 to maximum life, and +1 to maximum intensity. Alright, now let's talk about our items. Starting off with an optional quality of life one, and that is Impulsa's Broken Heart. Shocked enemies explode on death, dealing lightning damage to everything around them. What's not to like about that? This one also gives us some life and additional damage if we have shocked an enemy recently, basically all the time. Next we have the Primordial Chain Unique Amulet. Since our Ascendancy increases golem buff effect per summoned golem, increasing maximum golem count is a cheap way to increase our damage. And this amulet gives us 3 additional golems to play with. Ideally, a rare amulet with lots of life and damage would be better, but we are trying to keep things simple here. Don't forget to anoint Arcane Potency on your amulet for that extra damage boost. Next we have a rare ring with Assassin's Mark Curse on it. That alongside crit multi, which comes from Elder Influence, and some defensive stats like life and energy shield. Now since this ring is influenced by the Elder, we can use Mark of the Shaper in our second ring slot, a good way to get lots of damage for very little investment. We also get stun immunity against spells since our other ring is also influenced by the Shaper. You can get double influenced items with Awakener's Orb. Next on the list we have Crown of the Inward Eye Unique Helm, preferably with +1 power charge corruption if possible. It's not mandatory, but trying to get this corruption makes the helm best in slot option. Why? Because our main hand weapon has power charge generation every time we spend at least 200 mana. This mod is a must-have. It's very common on Shaper Influence wands, and you should try to get it alongside many other damage modifiers as much as your budget allows. In our offhand we have Shimmeron's Tornado Wand. Shimmeron's gives us spell damage, crit multi, base crit chance, flight lightning damage to spells per power charge. All that at the cost of taking some lightning damage whenever we crit, which is not really a problem since we have lots of life regen from our stone golem. Our next item is Hands of the High Templar Unique Gloves. Aside from the life and resistances that these gloves provide, there are many good corruption combinations you can get on it as well. Mine has elemental weakness on hit only, just to keep things simple, although you can get other useful mods like 6% maximum life and 10% cast speed if your budget allows. Next we have a pair of boots that provides us with movement speed, lots of life, and as much resistances as we need. Having Tailwind and or Elusive is not required, but would benefit the build greatly. Don't forget to enchant your boots with 10% Elipin once you have time. Last but not least we have a belt with as much life and resistances as possible. This one comes last, as its main job is to complement whatever missing elemental resistances we still need after putting together the rest of the build. And that was basically it for our items. Now let's talk about gems that goes inside of them. Our main 6 link contains Val Arc, Inspiration, Awakened added lightning damage, Awakened lightning penetration, Spell Echo, and Energy Shield leech support. Now if you are willing to do the following gem swap, you can double your damage against bosses. Simply replace both Arc and Energy Shield leech support for both Crackling Lance and Intensify. Crackling Lance is also getting buffed equally in 3.17, so swapping gems will remain best in slot option against bosses. Our next setup contains our primary reservation gems. They start with Wrath, Herald of Thunder, level 20 Clarity, and level 3 Enlighten. Next we have an essential 4-link Golem setup. It starts with Flame Golem, the Lightning Golem, Ice Golem, and Stone Golem. Next we have a utility gem setup, starting with Wave of Conviction, then summon Chaos Golem, level 3 Empower, and faster casting. Last but not least we have a 3-link setup with few leftover gems. They are level 20 Vitality, level 1 Precision, and Dash. Please refer to the BOB link down in the description for full details of my specific gem configuration. Alright, now that we are done with our gem links, let's talk about jewels. For our unique jewels, we have a Watcher's Eye with increased critical strike chance while affected by Wrath, and increased critical strike multiplier while affected by Precision. Aside from Watcher's Eye, we are using one copy of the Anima Stone. This one is +2 to maximum golems if you have at least 3 primordial items socketed or equipped. Our amulet is primordial. In addition, we're using 2 copies of the Primordial Eminence unique jewel. This one increases our golem buff effect and counts toward the Anima Stone. Now it should be noted that unique golem jewels are not best in slot option. A proper quad modded rare jewel like this one can easily beat them. It's expensive however, thus switching to rare jewels is considered more of a fancy upgrade for endgame. For Bandit's Quest, we are going to help Alira as usual. For Pantheons, we take the Soul of the Brine King and the Soul of Aberrath. As for our playstyle, we don't fear physical hits or degens, even from bosses. Elemental damage however is fatal, so you'll try to avoid it as much as possible. And that was basically it for our League Starter / endgame Lightning Spellcaster Elementalist build. If you guys have enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave a like and maybe even subscribe so I don't miss out on any future build guides like this one. My name is Phoenix and I will see you all in the next video.